The 90s are back. So I was cruising to Target because they have Percy's on sale for 30 bucks right now, which is mind-boggling. And this was also on sale, which is interesting because this is brand new, like just reviewed at Toy Fair, just revealed, and nobody's really gotten any hands-on like actual soaker blasting with it due to the nature of that showroom. So I was crazy excited to see it, and then even more surprised to see that despite its SRP of being 18 United States dollars, it was on sale for... So for 15 bucks, we got this blast from the past, and I'm actually pretty excited about it. There are a few nominal differences between this and the original. Notably, the side of the canisters are flatter, and I feel like it's been shrunk just a little bit in terms of its overall barrel and stroke length. I'm not positive on that, and we'll do a full kind of debrief on the verses between them, but it's 30 years ago that I think the original Super Soaker 100 came out, and it was mind-blowingly cool. So that's Lonnie Johnson's original tech. This has an air tank in it, a hard tank that's pressurized that gives you a constant stream of water, and I don't explicitly know what changed. I know that Hasbro did Lonnie super duper dirty, and for a long time they couldn't make decent soakers because of it, and now it seems like through one shift of the tide or another, they can. Maybe the patent wore off, maybe they made peace, which bodes well for other Atlanta-based tinkers. Who knows? But this is pretty interesting. It's also kind of sad to me in some ways. I feel like Super Soaker is an iconic enough brand to stand on its own. When this originally came out, it was a Laramie Super Soaker. Now we have to put the Nerf brand on everything, which is just a little... Like, it's not upsetting, it's not bad, it doesn't do anything to the product, it's just, like, it's a Super Soaker. It has nothing to do with Nerf blasters. But now it's a Nerf Super Soaker XP100, and in particular, this is really cool because kids who never got to play with good soakers, and there are a ton in the last generation, so pretty much anyone who's Gen Z never got good soakers. And so now... they get a chance to really check out what made these things so awesome, what made them so cool. So let's release it from its cardboard prison here, but then we're going to talk about the overall capacity. So blaster out, let's talk about the packaging. We have over here air pressurized, which is certainly something that I'd brag about after not doing it for decades. And then back here, we have pull to fire, pump to pressurize, air pressure chambers in the back sitting over here. And then this is our overall tank. And then an itty bitty text, which is interesting because it seems like anytime you make something worse, you want to hide it. But down here in tiny text, it says tank 1.26 liters, which is relevant only because the original is still better than this one. Assuming all of your tubing's good, that was a 1.5 liter blaster. Now to load this guy, you have to open up the tank here, and it fills just like this. And this is a little disappointing. It's using hilariously an in-strike style of lock here. This is exactly how in-strike barrels attach into one another, and it's threaded to molding there's a little bit rough, but that's how this works. The original one had, I want to say, like standard size water bottle threads, which was great because you could use reloads of like soda bottles if you were interested in that, or Coke bottles as it would be down south. But we'll fill this up, we'll take it outside, we'll put it through its paces there, but everything looks pretty standard. Why is this? There we are. On the other side, gone is the Laramie logo, back is all of the Hasbro warning signs. The grip feels good because these were honestly pretty great grips back in the day. So the stroke length definitely feels a little bit smaller. I'm not sure if that's explicitly that they did shrink the package, or if it's just that my arms have gotten a lot longer. It's the classic line from Hook, right? To a 10-year-old, I'm huge. But this is overall pretty solid. The trigger feel is way less pinchy now. That's a marked improvement. Our hard tank should be in here, which will pressurize the water coming through the line, and I think that we're ready to take it outside and put it through its paces. Let's fill it up. So we're out here with our XP100, which is a Super Soaker by another name and just as sweet, hopefully. We're going to remove this bottle, and I've got a quick question. Do any of you guys live in areas where you have to protect your water from freezing in the middle of March? Georgia is weird. So we're going to load this up fully. I'm sure in a lot of parts of the world they just cut the water line entirely. And of note, This is actually quite a bit of water. It's less than the original, but that is by no stretch of the imagination not a lot. So this is kind of funky. I wish this was a little more traditional, this locking mechanism, but it seems like now that we've got it in there to win there, it's not that bad. So that's there. We're gonna go ahead and start. Oh yeah, that's so cool. All right, so we should be pressurized at this point, and good sloshing. Oh, welcome back to the 90s, boys. And we've got this trigger pull here. You can hold it like this or hold it like this. When using super soakers, I find that stiff triggers, I like my middle finger more, and I can point at what I'm aiming at. It's back. The cutoff valve here is actually, you can see we've got a lot of trickle. It's like an old man. In fact, it's just not stopping. Come on. There we go. If you pull forward, it'll... Okay, so that's one small disappointment. No! Once we blew the check valve, it's... So once you're going, I guess. That's a little unfortunate, but for $15, hopefully they refine this in larger blasters, but... All right, so ranges are obviously superb. It is a pressurized soaker, so we're getting those sweet 25, 30-foot shots with full power through most of them. Good for watering plants. Unfortunately, does anybody know a good fence repair guy? These storms have not been kind to old Castle Dracula over here, but this is pretty good. This is not bad. Again, reloading this is as easy as returning to your water source. If it's a pool, you can just dunk the tank in. But we're starting to, there we go. There's the tried and true, you are low on water. So we're gonna fire there, and when it runs out, it starts kind of misting as the air pressure exceeds the amount of pressure that you have remaining. Again, it looks really good from this side. This side is a little bit boring, but you could slap your own stickers on here. You could sticker bomb it. This is actually quite quick. If you are running around at a water park, it might be even easier in some ways to release the latch that way than to do a full screw bottle. I really like the vintage aspect of being able to use Coke bottles, but they're low capacity reloads anyway, right, guys? All right, so this one's a winner. It's not bad at all. I think that this one is super duper solid, and I highly recommend it. If you can get it on sale for 15 bucks, all the better. But the 90s are back. Super soakers are good again. Up is down, left is right, and the future looks bright. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Much love. Nerf on. Drac out.